Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 things you might not have known about the Be My Valentine update in GTA Online, as well as some secret features along with some of the new content that's actually been released that you might not have known about as well, and I do think that they're pretty cool. Okay, so let's not waste any more time, and let's jump straight into this. The first kind of secretive thing you might not have known actually comes from the new Albany Roosevelt Valor. Now, the Roosevelt Valor has these really cool spotlights on the side of the car that almost act as the high beams. Now, there is an option in the Los Santos custom shop to add like a more sportier look to them, kind of like a stand. That won't actually have an impact on the lights themselves. There's no way to like upgrade it or move those spotlights anywhere. They remain in the same area. But what's really secretive about them is how bright they are. I mean, it's like the sun is attached to the front of your car. So I'm actually going to do a test right here in front of the Los Santos custom shop. So you can see that I've got the normal beams on, which are the like lower 4 lights. And then when I switch the high beams on, which activate those spotlights, you can see that our light radius literally shines up to the top of the building. So just imagine how that's going to look like driving down the street. It's going to literally illuminate everything. It's going to illuminate stoplights, buildings to your left and right and above you. So again, this is something that's really insane. We saw this feature on the Sultan RS when you added those rally fog lights, how bright it got. And it's crazy to think that the lights by default on this Albany Roosevelt are that bright. So no, you're not seeing anything. No, your game is not broken. That is literally just how bright these lights are. And there's no way to fix it, decrease it, or make it any brighter by doing anything in the Los Santos custom shop. The lights are always fixed, and any change you're going to do is going to remain relatively the same. So I thought that you guys might be interested in that because it is one of the few cars in the game that has a near blinding light experience when you turn on the high beam. So I thought it was interesting enough to share in this video. Now, in a video I'm going to do later today, I'm going to be talking about some of the differences between upgrading the Albany Roosevelt and the Roosevelt Valor, kind of my opinions and if it's worth it. And a lot of people have been asking me, is there any difference? Well, there is one difference in particular outside of customization that actually does affect the performance of the vehicle. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Bruffy1322. He actually pointed this out in one of his videos he did earlier today. I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to check it out. Basically, there's an option for the Albany Roosevelt Valor and the Los Santos custom shop where you can add a wheel to the back or a spare rear wheel. There's like 1 or 2 options where you can add just the tire and then kind of a fancier option. And you'll notice that if you adjust that, your traction will either increase if you add it, or it'll decrease if you take it away and just use the stock option. So interestingly enough, that spare tire on the back is actually acting as a spoiler. And you guys know when you add a spoiler to a vehicle, you give a car more traction, thus increasing its overall performance. So I know this is something you might not have been aware about, and I know it's unlikely you'll be using the Albany Roosevelt Valor in terms of racing, but this does give it an overall performance edge to its little brother, the Albany Roosevelt. So in case you're unaware about that, or maybe you were doing some all Albany Roosevelt Valor races and you don't have a spare tire on the back, you might want to put one on even if you don't love the look, because it might actually give you a pretty big benefit in races. So definitely check that out if you didn't know. Okay, so the next few segments, I'm going to be talking about how the content is going to work and how it's going to disappear. All right, so this is when things start to get a little weird. So typically in the past, when we've experienced holiday-themed DLCs, when we have to pay for the items in-game, we get to keep them. They simply disappear from our websites or stores where we can purchase them after a certain amount of time when the DLC expires. And when we come across DLCs where the items are free, like the Festive Surprise, they'll disappear after the 2 or 3 weeks that we get to enjoy them, and they won't be back till the next year. So obviously that was a big concern for many people, including myself, and there were just some slightly confusing things that Rockstar had not really said, but just the way that their newswire was. So on their newswire, they didn't mention an end date. They didn't mention anything about the content staying or leaving. However, what they did do was update their patch notes for title update 1.32. They added the GTA Online Be My Valentine notes. I'll also leave a link to that in the description. And one interesting thing they said, in like bold red text, they stated, please note that all GTA Online Be My Valentine content will remain available indefinitely. So obviously indefinitely means that this content would be here forever. It would be on the websites forever. We'd be able to purchase them whenever we wanted. But that raised another question. They stated GTA Online Be My Valentine content. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean only the new content that was added, like the Albany Roosevelt Valor and the like 70-ish items of clothing for males and females? Or does that include everything that returned, like the original Albany Roosevelt, the Gusenberg Sweeper, all the Valentine-themed clothing, hairstyles, masks, and more from 2014? What does that mean? And I think that Rockstar is including everything under the Be My Valentine umbrella, because as you can see on the patch notes, that they include returning content under Be My Valentine notes. So again, I'm really not too sure. This will be interesting to see, but at least for now, it looks as if 100% the new content, that being the Albany Roosevelt Valor, and the new clothing items, the 70 that were added for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, will be staying forever, meaning you can purchase them whenever you want, for however long you want, and however many of them you want. You can purchase them whenever. The big question is going to be, is the 2014 content that returned also going to stay, and is it going to be removed? I think that it's going to stay. I think that Rockstar is bringing out the 2014 content from its hiatus and is just going to keep it on the websites and stores forever. But of course, time will tell, and Rockstar also did state that they are going to be providing some new information soon. So they said that at the very end of their newswire. So of course, I'll keep you guys updated on what they say, what information we know, and if this content is going to actually end up disappearing, which I don't think it will. Their wording was just a little confusing, and I know it's confused a bunch of people in the community as well. And that's actually kind of a great segue into the next thing I want to talk about, and that is that old generation, that being Xbox 360 and PS3, gets the old Valentine's Day content back. So if you're still playing on the 360 or the PS3, you're going to be able to purchase the Albany Roosevelt. You're going to be able to buy the Tommy gun, as well as the clothing that came in the 2014 rendition of this Valentine's Day update. So I know some of you guys are still on the last generation, and you might have figured that this DLC wasn't for you. And while there isn't any new content, there's still some stuff you can enjoy from the previous DLCs on there that you might want to end up checking out. All right, and the last thing I want to talk to you guys about today has something to do with what's going to be added a little bit later on in this week. You guys thought this was all from the Valentine's Day DLC, but looks like Rockstar is going to be adding one more surprise in the game, and we kind of know what it is. So it's Till Death Do Us Part, a new adversary mode. So Rockstar states, what's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine, in the couples-based Till Death Do Us Part adversary mode, coming this Friday. Keep an eye out for more information soon. All right, so that's super cool, and we get our first screenshot of what, Till Death Do Us Part might look like. Again, I'm really not too sure what the theme of it is. You can see one guy shooting at two couples just trying to run on a wall. So again, I'm not really sure what the theme of this adversary mode is, but of course, Rockstar stated that they are going to be providing some more information shortly. So as soon as that does come out, I'll be sure to report back to you guys. But anyways, that's all the secret details, features, and general things you might not have known about the Be My Valentine update in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know if you've noticed any other secret or hidden details and features in the comment section down below, and I might just feature it in an upcoming video. If you did go on to enjoy, a like rating would of course be awesome, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily Grand Theft Auto 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.